Hello, my loves. Today I bring you a tutorial on two important darts every designer should know. The first one is the armhole princess dart. I've drafted my basic bodice pattern. So from the bust point, I'm going to mark my bust span divided by 2 plus half inch. On the under bust, I'll mark only the bust span divided by 2. On the under bust span divided by 2, half length until the length of the dress. Right, so I'm going to make a connection, connect all those points up until the bust point. Then I'm going to connect from the bust point to the mid armhole. Afterwards, I'm going to take my dart of 2 inches, and this is dependent on the bust size. All right, so I'm taking a dart of 2 inches on the bust, half length, and the blouse length. I'll do that in a straight line as well. Then use the curvy part of my ruler to make a connection from the bust point to the under bust to give the shape of the bust. Now I'm going to come downwards from the armhole by 2 inches. You can see from where I made the first dart, I'm going to come down by 2 inches, then connect that to the bust point. I'm also going to elevate that by 2 inches so that our armhole is not less than what we should have. So I'll connect that by 2 inches. Then I'm going to start taking in the body measurement. You can as well redraft your armhole at this point. You can redraft your armhole at this point. Then at the bust area, you have to make sure that it is not pointy. You have to blend that area to give a very smooth curve. Now this is what we have. So you're going to now start taking in your body measurements. So on the chest line, I'll mark the bust divided by 4 plus my 2 inches some allowance, 1 inch for coupling the darts, and I'll replace my dart intake. On the under bust or half length, I'll mark the waist divided by 4 plus my 2 inches some allowance, 2 inches dart allowance, and 1 inch for sewing the darts together. Right, so on the blouse length, I would mark the hip divided by 4 plus my 2 inches seam allowance, 2 inches dart allowance, and 1 inch for coupling the dart. So I'm going to then connect from bust to waist and to the hip. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your armhole princess dart. Very easy and detailed. So all of these parts, my data allowance is 2 inches. So I'm going to mark that so that it doesn't confuse you. Even at this point, 2 inches. Then I'm going to cut out this shaded part. So all of the parts I am shading, you're going to cut that out and you'd have your beautiful, well-made armhole princess dart bustier. Right, so this is one of the darts you as a tailor and a fashion designer should know. This is going to improve the bust area of every outfit you would make. Now the second one is the shoulder princess dart. Unlike the first one is the armhole princess dart, then this is shoulder princess dart. So it means the armhole, the dart is going towards the shoulder. Right, so I've made my basic bodies. I've taken my body measurements. I've also marked out my shoulder. Then on the bust point, I divided the bust measurement by the bust span by 2 plus half. On the under bust and up until the length of the dress, I marked the bust span divided by 2. Then I connect all of these points together. Then the next thing I'll do is to take my dart intake of 2 inches, just like we did for the armhole princess dart. So I'm going to take my dart of 2 inches. Like I said earlier, this varies in individuals and it depends on your bust size. So I'm going to leave a bust chart measurement that you can use to determine the dart you would take in the description box below. So I've taken my dart of 2 inches, then I'm going to use the curvy part of my ruler to curve from the bust point to the under bust to give the shape of the bust. Now from the neck width, we've already marked our neck width. I'm going to measure the distance from the neck width to my shoulder. I already made a mark at the shoulder, and I'll mark half of that. Okay, so whatever I have from the neck width to the shoulder, I'll divide that by 2, then I'll connect to the bust point. And then from the bust point, I'll then connect to the shoulder mark I made earlier. Then this has given me my shoulder dart. So I need to replace my darts, all the darts I've taken out. So I have 2 inches here. I'm going to replace it with 3 inches, 2 inches for the dart replacement and 1 inch for coupling the darts. Now on the chest line, I'm going to measure the dart that I have there. It's about half inch, so I'm just going to replace. Note that I've added all my seam allowances. It's just the dart replacements for the body. Now I'm replacing 2 inches on the waist, the half length, the underbust, and on the length of the dress or the blouse. So I'm just replacing the 2 inches I took from my darts. I'm going to make a connection from the bust to the waist, from the waist down to the hip. Then you have to redraft the length at this point, just curve it out. Then you have to now redraft your armhole. You know, you already do not have an armhole before now. So from this point, you just shape in your armhole. And when you're done cutting, you're then going to make your shoulder slope. All right, so the dart I took is 2 inches, and the shaded portions are the parts I'm going to cut out. And there you have it, your beautiful shoulder darts. So these two darts are going to change a lot of things in your bustier making. I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Bye.